The HOA thought they could build wherever they pleased. But when they put a bridge on my property without asking, I flipped the script and cashed out for millions. It started when the HOA launched their latest beautification project. They wanted a walking bridge across the creek to connect two parts of the community. They held meetings, bragged about how it would raise property values, and handed out glossy flyers. But you know what they didn't do? Check the land deeds. See that creek and the land around it belonged to me. My family had owned it long before the HOA was even formed. And yet one morning, I walked down to the water and found construction crews already halfway finished with a fancy wooden bridge. I confronted the workers, but they showed me their permits, signed by the HOA, authorized by the board president. Not one mention of my name. By the time it was done, neighbors were parading across the bridge like it was the crown jewel of the neighborhood. The HOA even cut a ribbon and posed for photos, calling it their achievement. I stayed quiet, let them brag, because I knew something they didn't. The moment they built on my land, they gave me leverage worth more than the bridge itself. I called my lawyer, showed him the deeds, and within weeks, we had a plan. Turns out, since the HOA had built permanent infrastructure on my property, I had the legal right to sell that land and everything on it to whoever I wanted. And guess who came knocking? A private developer. They didn't care about the bridge, they cared about the location. The offer was in millions. I signed the deal on the spot. The day the HOA found out was glorious. They held a board meeting, screaming that I couldn't do this. But when the developer showed up with legal papers and ownership rights, their faces turned pale. Overnight, the bridge they had poured their money and pride into wasn't theirs. It belonged to someone else. And their community project became private property with locked gates and no trespassing signs. Meanwhile, my bank account was full, my land was legally sold, and the HOA was left humiliated in front of the whole neighborhood. Because if you're going to build a bridge, maybe make sure it isn't on my land.
I'm Liam. Subscribe for more HOA madness. Thanks.